It's kind of early over here on our side of things. So I understand if some of y'all can't be present or make it on right now. Before I go too much into the spill, let me listen on my other device, make sure I can hear myself. The audio's okay. All right. So happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Mars Day. Okay. Hold on. Let me just tap in and make sure I can hear myself before we get started. I don't want to do too much just as of yet. Hold on. Let me just tap in and make sure. Okay. I can hear myself. Okay, cool. Um so I want to share you guys a crazy dream I had this morning. Woke me when I get waking out of my sleep now, I know it's something. So I was more clear about the dream when I first woke up and then I went back to sleep. But now that I'm like settled, the dream was kind of like foggy. And I'm like, okay, like it felt more profound when I woke up initially versus now, which is weird. So I'm like, So I had to sit with that a little bit. But I feel like it's something that we can all take heed, especially as spiritual practitioners. Anyone that is an empath, sometimes takes on people's energies, whether you're the one that's prone to praying for your loved ones and things like that. If they're going through something, you want to intercept and help and reach out to them or do something for them behind the scenes. And I feel like we can all attest to this. So, or in some capacity, some level, some way. And also too, I want to for Hoodoo Heritage while we, are celebrating it. I mean, it's a life, it's a lifestyle, it's an everyday thing. But for this month specifically, while we are celebrating it, um, today is Mars Days. Mars Days are really good for protection work and also road opener work. But at this time, like right now, if you're somebody that's visible, you want a healthy balance of your visibility versus also protecting your energy field too. Like you don't want to be too exposed, too much out there, too many energies on you. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I think I did share my road opener work that I created this myself. Like it's my own personalized one. I could share a little bit with y'all. I think I did a ghetto fairy sharing some of this with y'all. Um, yeah, I'll share it with y'all probably towards like maybe towards the end. I'm trying to light my candle and it won't light. Where's the damn? But yeah, happy Tuesday, y'all. Only good vibes only. I do have an invite link if anybody wants to come on and like maybe join the conversation. I know it's early, like I said, where some of us are. It's barely noon. It's not even noon yet here. It's only 11:47 a.m. It's not even noon my time yet. And whenever you guys watch this, all right, fuck that candle. I ain't trying to light. Okay. So yeah, I had this crazy dream. And I feel like it was definitely like my ancestors for sure. Cause I pulled on it and I sat with it or whatever. And I was like, okay, yeah, that was them. Just based off of the tone of the energy in the dream. So this crazy ass dream. Hey Fluffy, how are you, sis? How are you? How have you been? Long time no speak. It's 2:47 p.m. for you. So you on East Coast time? Yeah. Well, I hope you've been doing good, sis. Long time no speak. But no, I had this crazy dream about it was like it's so weird. How do I explain it? Because it was like two men that were like the focus. They looked kind of like they were in a gang or something kind of. Um, oh, you've been working. I feel you, sis. It's about to get hectic. Yeah. East Coast time, New York time. Yeah. Oh yeah, you are in New York. I think the last time I talked to you, I don't know, New York or Jersey. I think the last time I was talking to you, it was like a while ago, a long time ago. But yeah, it was like two men in focus. They looked like they were kind of dressed up like they were part of a gang a little bit. Um, and Spirit was like talking to a woman. I'm assuming the woman was me, but it was like I was witnessing all of this, like I was watching something, not like I was literally. It's weird. So like it kind of looked like a movie in a way, like a Netflix movie. Like it looked very like crisp and clean, like some Netflix original type shit. I don't know. Anyway, so the lady in the dream was being asked if she could do some work on these two men or whatever. And when they showed the men again, or like it's like they were showing it as like their auric energy, their auric field, what the men's spirit bodies look like. Um and then it was like a shooting range type look, like you know how they have those bodies, like the papers that they put up when you are at a gun range or whatever, that's shaped like a person's body, or like the upper part of the person's body. It looked like that, like that's what it was representing, like for these two men. And their bodies were like basically like, let's say somebody was at a shooting range or a gun range, that they blew out like a specific part of their body. So I feel like that was a representation of their auric field, how it was already penetrated, and they were kind of silhouette as like very dark black energy. Not like chaos or the essence of the universe black. It was more so like dark, like negative energy, darkness, right? So they had these tears and holes in what I was perceiving to be their auric bodies. And then uh the person, I guess, like heard a voice, and this is where I feel like this was my ancestors like trying to deliver a message through the dream. I could feel the guidance coming through, and it was like advising the person or advising the woman not to do any work for whoever was asking to do this work on these two particular men, because it was saying like once you do this, the energy, whatever energy is already on these people or whatever energy is already working against them, it will bounce back and come back on you, right? And so um they were like, basically it's going to return back to the practitioner. So I'm like, oh, okay, so when I woke up, like I said, it made better sense than as opposed to like when I finally went, like, because I went back to sleep after I had the dream. And then when I woke up again, like, I sat with it. I was like, it's like it lost me a little bit, but I can remember the fine details from what I can remember and gather, and the message that was coming through. So the gist that I got from all of this is that these people they're already in the dark, right? These energies. So in a spiritual sense, the gang very well could have or the men, I guess the gang affiliated men cannot it doesn't necessarily have to be that they're a part of a gang or whatever. I feel like that just represents like a low vibrational energy, um to some extent, that can represent like energies or lineages that are already damaged, that already have chaotic energies that are feeding off of them, whether it's through conflict, ego, the spirit of death and violence and things like that. So um that's what I took from the two men that were represented in the dream. The holes and the tears, like I said, that shows that their spiritual energy is already off, like maybe even their spiritual protection is compromised. So whatever negative energies that they carry, it's already leaking, it's already penetrated their energy is already open, an open wound, so to speak, for dark energies. So seeing them like in this target like picture, like the gun range target type of picture, that can represent that they're already marked by lower vibrational energies. Like I said, like karma is already coming to get them, because remember the message was that to not do anything, do not even align with the energy of these people, right? Or trying to work against these men, even if they are bad people, and someone is saying, hey, these bad men, I need you to do some work, can you block them for me, can you work or pray against it, like that. Some things I'll get into, like what I gathered on a personal level, because how this ties in, because I've been in this position before in situations. um so that's why I gave that disclaimer in the beginning. Like this could resonate with a lot of people that are empaths, that naturally feel propelled because it's a person that you love and care about. Like, oh, I want to rescue them. Oh, I want to do this. Let me do some work. Let me light a candle. Let me pray, let me do this, or let me intercept, or let me talk shit to the person that's fucking with my friend or my family. Some things like you need to stay out of. But let me finish what I was saying. Um, but yeah, so these people have already been marked by some sort of karmic energy, like negative karma, by their own doings, their own choices and decisions. So they don't need anybody to do any type of work or any life change or correction for them, because they're living out their own karma. And sometimes it's not meant for people to intervene with that, especially if it's a lesson that a person is supposed to learn. So, um, the woman that was being asked to do the work could represent like someone being tested moralistically, like by the ancestors showing me the dream. It was like, are you going to, interfere, that temptation to do some type of work or to retaliate or help a person that you may not necessarily be divinely assigned to assist, right? That's where discernment comes in with things. Like, even in your best of intentions, you always have to use your intention or your discernment, right? You always have to check in and sit with what you're doing and why you're doing it. So if you already like come in trying to assist with what's already cursed or what's already in motion for a karmic payout or whatever, like you already coming in, it's like that energy is going to latch on to you, and you don't want that shit. You don't. So some things is like stay out the way, because like you can be in your ego sometimes and think, oh, I'm untouchable, I can do this, I'm divinely protected. And I talked about this last week. Divine protection, there's also like a claw, like, you know how you can have a you can have something on your body that protects you while you're on a motorcycle or whatever, right? And that is your divine protection. But as soon as you go out and say, oh, I've been driving motorcycles for 20 years, I don't need no helmet, oh, I'm just going up the street, I'm just doing that, so you don't take the proper protection with you, then you're subject to be harmed in a way rather than walking in your protection. So again, like when we say things like, when we get too haughty, we get too cocky, and we can say, oh, I can sleep with whoever I want to, I can just take a spiritual bath, I could just pray it off, or whatever, I'm powerful, I can transmute it through my pussy, or whatever you think that you can do, whatever. Or I can go into the lion's den and not get bit, even though you weren't sent there. If you weren't sent, that's another thing. If it's not something that is aligned or something that you're divinely guided, then you're just walking into dangerous territories. You can't walk in your ego spiritually like that. That doesn't coexist together. That doesn't. It's like two opposing energies. Like, yes, the ego is a part of your spiritual nature in a sense, because it could be something that shows and reflects things within you that you do need to work through, or certain challenges within you, certain blockages. Um, but it's also about choices. I feel like discernment is very well so much connected to choices and decisions. Like, you have the consciousness to decide what you do. So if you're someone that lacks discernment, or you don't even seek discernment or pay attention to what you feel, what you sense, and you just bypass that, like, you put yourself in dangerous situations. So, spiritually, spiritual law, when you direct energy towards someone's field, and that energy field is already unstable, the energy is already imbalanced, you just created a link with you in that energy. So that's why in the dream, I feel like the warning was, do not work with these people, don't work on them, don't work for certain people, like if somebody comes to you. Because I don't know how people do it. Like, because I don't do that type of work, so I can't really, like, you know what I mean? Like, when people have individuals that come to them and say, hey, I want you to like do something on this person, I want you to put some roots on them, I want you to bind them, I want you to whatever. I don't know, as the practitioner on the other side that gets those type of requests, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't work in that, so I don't know what the protocol is for them to be protected, for that shit not to bounce back onto them. As a practitioner, I guess you just need that person's permission, but I don't work in that type of work, so I don't know. I don't get how that, if anybody knows, like, you don't have to yourself be a practitioner in those type of that level of root work or whatever. But if you know, like maybe people that do, or you have a little knowledge as to how people bypass that, because I've never really thought about that too much until like I had this dream. I was like, I know that even when you have best intentions, that sometimes it's not good for you to assist people, even if it's good intentions, because you don't want to align with certain people's energy. So, like for those that do the dark shadow aspects of it, where they're putting roots on people for other people, blocking people, things like that, getting paid to do that type of work, like what is their protocol for protection? Because some people don't believe in negative karma; they feel like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the ancestral like energy that was coming through, like I was getting to like you have to remind yourself of like energetic boundaries. And like I said, this resonates with me because there would be times where um like there would be times where if somebody that I knew was going through something, it was like a particular situation where I felt really bad for somebody that was close to me. And I was like, this person, I was worried about like the well-being of them and their family. So I was just like, okay, maybe I should do something for them. Like, let me do some type of spiritual work. Let me put some energy and motion for them. Maybe it's a block. Maybe it's like something that they're not seeing. So how can I assist them with that? And I consulted before I even did it, because some told me to ask before I do it. And I got a clear no. A clear no. And I felt bad because I'm like, is that what it is? Like, no, for real? I felt bad. So I asked a friend, I asked her to tap into it for me. I said, is it appropriate? Is it okay for me to help this person out? Like, using my spiritual gifts and abilities? Like, is this something I can help her with? She said no. Like, they're saying hell no. Like, your ancestors are saying no. And I didn't understand it at the time, but fast forward months later, this person was not a good person. um this person did not have the best interest really for me. um there's just a lot of revelation. So that was spiritual protection. Like sometimes we could be giving away our shade to people that don't really fuck with us like that, or don't really like us, or don't have the capacity to give equally as much as you give. And would they do the same for you, or would they be like, oh girl, that sucks, oh I hate that for you, and then whatever, they don't give a fuck. So you have to be mindful of the, even just not just the fact that certain people's karma or their lessons, like we can interfere with people's experience where they have to learn certain things. That's another thing as well. It's not always like something negative on a person. Sometimes they have to go through certain cycles, right? And we don't want to interfere with those cycles, right? We don't want to be participate in that. And then on some occasions, like I said, people that don't have your best intentions, you're giving them your blessings and your ashe, your good energy, your good vibes, your favor, your blessings. You're giving it to them, and it's opening doors for them. It's removing things out of their path. It's bringing opportunities and blessings to them. Your visibility, like I said, your favor, your blessings. Like, so you have to be careful with that too. But yeah, so basically what I gathered, what the ancestors was trying to get at was like, not every battle is yours for real. And some darknesses has the power to destroy itself. um you know you just got to stay out of it. It's not up for you to like tap in or step in and intervene. And you have to use your discernment. That is your protection, that is your strength, that is your weapon. Your discernment is your protection. um that is your spiritual weapon. One of your spiritual weapons is discernment. Okay, so um when you have like a very strong potency of energy, your vibration is very strong, very potent, very vibrant. um you have to make sure that like where you're giving that energy to, you move in wisdom and discernment. Like I said, like you have to separate the curiosity, or separate being too emotional, especially when you're emotionally attached to people, places, and things. That not everything requires your energy. And sometimes even as well, like the level of expertise, some things are just not your battlefield, period. It's not so much that you can't and you're incapable of, because some of us do have a level of power that we can wreck shit. But it's like, why, when it's not your purpose or your calling? And some things are beyond what our abilities are, not because we're any less powerful, or it's not, it's just like, If you know that you have power to bend um electricity or something, right? You're an electric being. Why would you try to deal with an emotional energy or water energy? Like that might destroy you, right? So again, like you have different energy levels of power, um, your own spiritual gifts. Like some things are just not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like hopefully that makes sense. It's not saying that you're any less powerful. It's just some realms of energy is not for you. It's someone else. Like that's why I love like the X-Men's and the Marvel movies and shit like that, because it shows like a collective of people, like a community or a small group of people that have certain gifts that they can use in different situations that help the collective, that help the group, right? So instead of being like this person that thinks, oh, I could do X, Y, and Z, in some capacities, like um certain characters do have very powerful abilities. Like I'll use Sailor Moon, the pretty guardian, um, Saturn, Sailor Saturn. She has very powerful abilities to wipe shit, like wipe the planet clean out. That's a high level of power that is like, you know what I'm saying? So some people have certain abilities and things like that. And it doesn't mean like you're any more powerful or everyone else is less powerful than you. It's different levels of power. That's what I would say. Um, the only energies I would say is not as powerful is low vibrational energies and entities, because they feed off of light. They need to feed off of energies in order to be powerful, rather than it just exuding and existing within the self, something that you can naturally tap in and utilize for self. It needs the validation. It needs to take. It feeds and thrives off fear, so on and so forth. But yeah. So yeah, if you're leveling up, spiritually, you're healing, like especially if you know you're in a good space in your life, you definitely got to be, cuz sometimes like some people will come to you with their problems because they know that you'll be able to fix it or you're in a better space to fix it. So like, cuz I don't want this to come off like saying like don't help people, because that's not what this is about. You just have to use your discernment in as to who and to why. And like I said, if you know you're dealing with no good people, they're dealing with people that are users, people that don't have your best intentions, they rather take from you and things like that. Those people you have to be mindful of giving. And there's people that sometimes it's like you want to help them, but you know that they're they don't want to help themselves, or you know that they don't like you, but they know that they could come to you because they either feel like, oh, this person is they're weak for me, or they'll bend because they're a nice person. I know that they can't say no, or they've never said no to me before. This person is a nice person, so they'll utilize that to get under your emotions. That's why I said you cannot move solely in your emotions. And this is a thing that I noticed too, like in anime series and stuff like that. Anytime their greatest, I feel like, distraction and block is when but it's also their power too. So like some instances, they'll get distracted because something will play on their emotions and take them out of focus, distract them, or even make them vulnerable and weak. So you have to be careful with in the matters of the heart and allowing your emotions to sway you. But also too, like the heart can also activate the power, activate the courage in some instances as well. So if it's for a good cause. Now, if it's like again emotions playing and working against you, that is very that's distraction. Okay. So you have to protect your gifts. You have to see your energy as a gift. So when I say like you're protecting your gift, is not always about, oh, my intuitive abilities or my abilities to X, Y, Z, like spiritually, but like your gifts is your heart, your love, your patience, your compassion. Those are gifts of the spirit. Those are fruits of the spirit. Your joy, your wisdom. Those are gifts of the spirit. Those are fruits of the spirit. Those are things that those are abundances. So, like, giving that away, you know how they say in the Bible not to cast your pearls amongst swine. Swine typically is unclean spirits. Like, when they talk about swine or pigs, pigs are usually depicted as, depending on some cultures, pigs are actually representative of abundance. But in some cultures and some beliefs, swine represent uncleanness, unclean spirits. So, like, when you're trying to cast your wisdom, you're trying to share wisdom with people that do not have the capacity to receive it, or they have, you know, uncleanness energy. Their energy is not clear, it's not pure, it's not positive energy. They're not going to be able to receive it. They're not going to do well with it. So, you're wasting your time giving your pearls of wisdom to people that do not hold the space or capacity to receive it or do anything with it of positivity. Okay. So do not allow pity, pride, and any pressure to pull you into like some type of karmic, energy or cause or karmic crossfire, pretty much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you feel guided to, like I said, today is Mars Day. Mars Day is a good day to do like protection work, return back to sender work, road opener work. Before you do any type of energy of setting new intentions, like opening roads and stuff, you want to cleanse your energy field first, or cleanse yourself. If there's anything on you, that's why I try to remind myself to take spiritual baths, um, because it's like you obviously daily when you take showers and things like that, when you cleanse your body, technically you are cleansing your auric field because water is very powerful. It's a portal, and you can connect very clearly with the other side when you tap into water. So, like, if you're also needing spiritual guidance, sitting by a body of water or being in a body of water, standing in a body of water is you tapping into a whole other portal, a whole other realm. And especially water. Water is our source and our connection to mother, to the mama energy, mother energy, divine mother. Because we come from water. That's the womb space. We come from that. So, like, if you ever need to tap in, and my friend made this make more sense to me when she asked, she's like, why am I only able to hear mother energy when I'm in the water? Like, sometimes, like, I can hear spirit, or I can hear the essence of my mother speak to me other times, but it's more potent when I'm in water. And that made a lot of sense to me because when I took a spiritual bath, I was guided to go completely under the water, like dip myself, almost baptize myself in the bath. And I sat there for a little bit, like holding my breath as long as I could. But I started to hear clear under the water, which is weird. And not really weird, not really. But I could hear guidance clear under the water. So anytime you need to tap in, especially if you are a siren or you resonate with water spirits, you resonate with Yomoya, Mami Wata, so on and so forth, um, tapping into that portal of water, the access is much more clear. Because not everybody can get to a body of water. Not everyone lives by the ocean, or sometimes you just can't get to the ocean, or sometimes it's too cold, time of the year to go to the water. But you can access that daily by standing in the shower. You can cleanse your energy with water. So yeah, I would do like some cleansing work. You can do some send return back to sender work today. Just a clear affirmation. You don't gotta do nothing extra. You know what I'm saying? Unless you like feel the need to uh, tap into a specific energy that you know, or a person, or experience, or time and place where you're returning, like where you're calling your energy back. Also returning to sender, like whether it's known and unknown, I return this energy that is not mine. Any energy projected onto me that is not for me, whatever you feel guided to say, return that shit back. Redirect the energy. Once you do release, then that's um when you cleanse your energy, when you cut cords, when you close out, make sure that you seal it with some sort of form of protection. You could do that through prayer, you could do that through visualization, or all of the above, or something personal to you to seal that energy. Then you call the light energy in, you call the positive things, you start speaking the abundance that you want. So you got to clear first, cleanse, clear, and then seal and protect, and then call in the blessings and seal it. Like as you're sealing it, calling your blessings. So think about it like this. If I if I just, let's say, like, moved into a new place, right? New space, new energy, and I have new furniture coming in or scheduled to come, and I still got old shit in my house, I need to remove that. I need to get rid of the old, rescind it to its rightful places, whether that's in the garbage, whether that's donation, whatever the case may be, so that I can welcome in new energy. And as a new energy comes in, right, most likely you're going to have to, um, you know, lock up your house, right? Let's say you got some new shit. You're not going to leave your house unlocked. You're not going to leave your car doors unlocked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to protect and shield what is, like, what's yours, what's a blessing for you. Like, so if you have a new home, new place, you're not just going to leave the doors all open and shit like that. Like, hey, everybody, come on in. I got some new shit. Come on in. No, nah. And that also comes with protecting, like, who comes into your new space, spiritually speaking. Like, who, because sometimes, like, spirit, not even sometimes, if you have things in your life and people in your life, and this is a true testament, because I noticed that when certain people have left my life, or I've had to um remove people or remove myself out of situations, things start to move. So sometimes spirit is not going to be able to bless you when you have certain energies around you. And you guys have to get into a habit. And as I'm saying this and sharing this with y'all, I'm saying this to myself too. Like, get into a habit of being more protective of your digital field. So if you have old phone numbers, old text messages and stuff in your phone from people that you no longer speak to or no dealings with, delete them, because we are in a digital age. That energy exists. It's also a tab, an energetic portal open. Close that shit. Why are you following people or allowing people to follow you that you don't talk to, don't speak to, people that don't support you? Like, what's the point? Like, yes, mind you, some people just, like, are stagnant. They're just on there. They may not be actively online or on social media. Some people may not always see everything that you post to engage. But if it's like you got people that steady lurking on your shit, they never like, never comment, don't participate in any kind of capacity. I'm not the type of person that watches everybody's stories. Like, I don't really do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my thing. But, like, if there's people that are actively always watching your story like that, and they don't contribute anything, it's like, what the fuck you here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of you being here? To me, that's like monitoring spirits. That's what I take from that. Like, what the fuck are you looking at? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you here? And I know there's motherfuckers that be on my channel and shit that don't like me. So it's like, why the fuck are you here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a monitoring spirit. What the fuck do you want? You're not contributing anything. Like, a like is private. You don't know who likes your shit on YouTube. So it takes nothing to like something. But, like, people that just sit on, they don't contribute anything. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you here? You know what I'm saying? You're just lurking. For what? Some people just want to be on your shit to take and steal from you, to monitor, see what you up to. Like, people have nefarious intentions. And, like, half the time, like, some of it be your own people, be your own so-called family, your own so-called, like, friends or people from your past, like exes or love, that don't fuck with you, that don't really like you, don't really support you. They're just there to see what you got going on, see what you're doing, keep tabs. For what? What the fuck do you want? Why are you here, ho? Like Jocelyn Hernandez. Like, why are you here? Ho, why are you here? So, if you guys want to take down, I'll share some of it. I'm not gonna give away all my shit now. This is like common. Some things are just like common, tradition and road opener stuff. Some of it is like intentionally mine, but you do need a few things, and some of this you can make it your own. It's not like complete gospel. Uh, but I do feel like some things shouldn't be interchangeable. So like candles, the color of candle traditionally for road opener candles, they have some that's already made for that. Typically they'll come in either like the color green and orange, sometimes green, yellow, and orange. Um it's rare, but I've seen some with purple in them, and purple is good for like power and royalty, like high magic, purple candles. But like if you can't find a road opener candle like with those combinations of color, you can buy either your own like colors, like 7-day candles, like get a yellow candle, get an orange one, get a green one. If you feel guided to purple, purple only if like you're really, it's like something like opening your roads when it comes to maybe high stature, visibility, maybe even promotion, like energy of promotion, favor, opportunities opening. Yellow or gold candles are really good for prosperity work, also good for attracting abundance, visibility, confidence, creativity. With the orange candle, could be courageousness, stamina, because like when you're calling in blessings and when you do get the blessings, you want to be able to have the courage to seize the opportunities, the confidence to believe in yourself, to maintain the blessing. You also need the discernment, and you also need the stewardship. Green is also popular when it comes to obviously money magic, prosperity magic. Um, can also be like heart chakra work. If you know that your heart chakra is blocked, because in order to call in things, you have to believe it to receive it. When you're trying to call in things that are connected to your true heart's desires, if your heart chakra is blocked, your receptivity level is blocked. So you can use the green candle for that. If you only have like access to one or the other, it's all about intention. So just set your intention around if you're only able to get one color or the other. You don't have to have all. For this particular road opener, I did use one other color that I feel like resonated with what I specifically wanted. So you can also have, like, let's say you want to use a red candle in your road opener for maybe for you to um, like courage in something, or something passionate, like something you're passionate about. If you're someone that does activism work or justice work, red. Or a blue candle if you're a writer. If you work in the areas of communication and you want road opening in that sense, you could work with blue candles. Love, road opening for love. And I do not encourage specific person love magic. I'm more so about drawing in what's vibrationally aligned for you. So like not setting a specific person in mind, but a specific type of essence and vibration to come towards you. So like love, you want to do a road opener, you can incorporate a pink candle and red even as well for passion and romance and things like that. Um, what else? I'm a herb person. I'm an herb person. Definitely certain herbs, like if you use them to bless, because they have properties as well. Herbs have properties. They are a part of earth work, earth magic, root work. Um certain certain herbs do work unless you want to use it like in your candle, or you want to dress your candle like with the herbs, or spiritual bath, because I will incorporate a spiritual bath into this road opening work. So if you're trying to break free from self sabotage, any fear around visibility, if you deal with shyness or second guessing yourself, hiding yourself, or you want to open doors to divine purpose or to your creative gifts and abilities without shame, To break that, this is the road opener for you, because that's what I created this one for. So um, you can use herbs like rue. That is a rue does a few things. Rue, RUE, deals with protection work. It also deals with reversals and warding off negative energy. So you can work with that, or a stand in. If you don't have rue, rosemary is one of them ones. Rosemary is very easy to find. Whether you find it at the grocery store as like in a dry form in the the season section where you get the seasons and stuff, seasonings, excuse me, or finding it in the produce aisle fresh. And in that case, like, you can boil both, whether it's the seasonings aisle where you find your rosemary, put that in a pot, a small saucepan or something like that, or not saucepan, like a small pot, and boil it. Or if you find the fresh rosemary, you can boil that as well to where you start to see the green color. And that's how you know, like, it's good and juicy, good to go. And then you want to let it sit because you don't want to burn yourself. Um, they do have literal herbs, like mixtures that you can use for road opening work that has all that you need. But like, I would use rue or rosemary, John the Conquer roots, if you can find it. Sometimes they sell it like in a grinded, like, almost looks like coffee, almost like, but it's a little more sandy than that, so almost like a deep dark brown sand form, or you can find it in its little nugget shape. John the Conqueror root is that motherfucker, okay? He that one. He deals with mastery, good for prosperity work, visibility, commanding, attracting, like that nigga, basically. I just had to say it like that. Like, basically that dude type energy. John the Conqueror root, if you can find it. If you can't find that, you can use like cloves, you can use honey, you can use cinnamon, things that attract, call in, sweeten. Honey is like that golden elixir. Honey, like, if you want to put that in your spiritual bath, you definitely can. Um, but yeah. So if you want to boil all of the ingredients together that need to be boiled, and then like the herbs, and then let it sit until it's cool, and then you're going to put that in your bath. Me, preferably, if I'm doing the a cleansing work too, some of you might be like, ew, that's disgusting, but sometimes, like, I pour that shit over the top of my head to where it just touches my entire, like, it just goes down my entire body. I know some people like to rub their herbs in on their body, not just sit in it. And it might sound stupid to the average person because it's like you're just playing in dirt and herbs. But everything has an intention, especially if you set intentions around what you're doing. Like, if you need to speak to your herbs and say, I thank you for your ability to help me with protection, with self mastery, my visibility, my confidence. I thank you. Um, Calling in your divine team, your angels. I speak over my water too before I get into it. You could say a prayer before you get in. I do have some psalms that you can use, and they're optional. The most popular road opening scripture is always Psalms 23. Some people might feel guided to do other like their own affirmations and prayers, or using literally the Psalms or other scriptures, but Psalms 23 is one of the most popular for road opening. So you're gonna take your spiritual bath first, sit in it maybe for about 10 minutes, not too long, just like you could, you know, focus on whatever it is that you're releasing, clearing out, what you're calling in, so on and so forth. If you don't feel guided to put the John Conquer root in your bath, you can save that for your candles if you can. Like, if you could use some of that for your candles, um, to dress them. Now, candles, I like your lighthouse spiritually. The energy of the flame, it activates too. So it activates energy. That's why candle magic is very popular in spiritual work, no matter what culture you're in. It's very powerful. Um, so as your water is leaving your bath, as it's draining, imagine the heaviness or whatever your blockages were. known and unknown, that they're leaving as the bathtub is draining. Okay. So the candle work part aspect of it, I would prefer, since my preference, 7-day candles. Um, 7-day candles are less messier than standalone candles, and they're obviously safer because they're surrounded by glass rather than just being just a random tea lights. Tea lights are like, if you're gonna use that, that's like quick, straight to the point work. But if this is something that you know is gonna take some time and like you want it to be a little more potent, I would work with the 7-day candle, which is those tall, um, usually prayer. They call them prayer candles. Usually, you see those at the stores. You see those mainly at the international markets, things like that. Some people know them to have Virgin Mary on them, Jesus on them, things like that, Archangel Michael, but they have standalone candles. You can work with the saints as well. The saints, I forgot to mention that. Working with the saints is also very powerful too in any work. Um, I didn't really think too much into that. Like the, I don't want to get too much of my shit away. Hold on now. Hold on now. You can research like what saints help with certain things. Certain saints also, like some of our ancestors work with certain saints as a cloak to their personal um spirits that they work with. So like if you look up who's affiliated or associated with this saint, this Patreon, whatever, you'll find, especially in the voodoo, you'll find like similarities to who works with what, who corresponds with what saint. So, I mean, you can do your own research with that, but yeah, that's one thing to be mindful of. Um, when you do your spiritual work, like you can wield and use your own power, your own energy, because technically your ancestors, they are within you. But if you like want to activate or ask a certain saint or archangel um, to assist you with certain petitions and things like that also helps a lot. If you're gonna like work, let's say Archangel Michael is there to stand and protect your energy. Um, Anything that you're struggling with, anything that you're trying to overcome, that is a good assistance to have, a protector to have. In some instances, if you are working with this on Tuesday, like I said, road opener work is very good to do. Banishing work is very good to do on Mars Day, which is Tuesdays. Work with power gods, like those powerful warrior gods and goddesses. You can call on them, work with them. They do have High John the Conqueror candles. I think I had one like a while ago. Um, yeah, I think it was like a purple candle if I'm not mistaken. They do have High Johns. Hey sis, how are you? Happy Mars Day. Yeah, because Mars is like the power, like that warrior god energy. I heard thunder gods, but tread lightly with thunder gods, okay? Um, all right, what else am I missing here? Okay, so you're gonna dress each candle. If you're only working with one, just focus on that one. If you want to like put the oils, if you have like some olive oil, you can dress your candles with the herbs and the olive oil. Okay. If you want to get, little magical in there, you can put some gold glitter in there for the, not just for because it looks pretty or it's crafty, but like the essence of energy of gold. Unless you have access to gold chips or something, you can use that. But you don't gotta be that dramatical if you don't feel guided to do that. But glitter is also an attractive energy. It magnetizes gold, especially gold in like golden energy. I do have a road opener oil that I made. I use that. If you could find a road opener oil as well as a substitute, if you don't feel like doing all the herbs and shit, you can find one. And if you are more hands-on, more crafty, you want to do your own shit, I always encourage to make your own shit if you can, because it has your energy and your intention and your, like, for 100% sure like the intention and energy behind it. So like if you can make your own road opener oil. Like if you can, ooh, Sunflower oil, before I forget, that's what I made my road opener. That was the base of mine. But if you can't get sunflower oil, you can use olive oil. That's fine. Um, but sunflower oil specifically is like for positive energy, radiance, confidence, abundance. Like it's that bright yellow golden essence energy that I was just talking about. You can use sunflower oil. So that was the base that I used for my road opener oil. And then you could put the herbs that mean something to you. If you want to put some cinnamon in there or some cloves in there. Um, yeah. All right. So you can dress your candle in that way. I feel like I'm all over the place. So you're going to also, too, like if you're guided, you don't have to have a physical key to do this, but I would draw a key either on your candle, like if you have a permanent marker, draw like a little key to symbolize the opening of spiritual doors. You can even recite, if you don't want to do all of that, you can recite Isaiah 22 and 22. This open not only opens the doors or for you to access like your spiritual authority and purpose, but to the degree that you're decreeing and declaring that what God calls forth, no other man can open or shut it for me. Only God has the power to do that. Only I have the power to wield and to um that free will choice to open and close my doors, but no man, no woman can shut that and open it for me. This is all God given, all divine authority. So I would speak Isaiah 22 and 22 to as you start working your candle work, like you're accessing, you're opening the doors. I use for this for because I had a plate. I know I did this on Ghetto Favorite. I know I did. I know I'm not tripping. I used I used a plate, like a small plate, and in that I surrounded the plate with my candles. And I also had some railroad nails that I had in alignment to look like a cross to represent all four corners, that alignment of four. So if you have railroads, like little small railroad nails or like little bolts that you can use, cool. If not, you can set a formation on your table if you're using a plate or something safe, like a safe space to do this. Like you can, um, if you have like your herbs, you can put them in the shape of a cross. Or if you have the glitter, you can use the glitter for this. If you have because I have the high john in that form, that powder form I was talking about, you can sprinkle some of that in four corners of your plate, of your space where you're doing your spiritual, like where you're setting up your candle work. And that is the railroads represent anchoring and cementing what you're doing. Like it's again solidifying the work. When you're doing this, you can recite Psalms 24. If you don't want to do all that, that's doing too much. You already know what your intention is. I'm doing this to anchor, to cement, bring an alignment, perfect alignment. So yeah, Psalms 23, like I said, that's like the go-to. Some people would probably suggest you do like road opener work on Sundays. Like that's like a common day. You can, I mean, really literally any time that you feel guided, but like certain planetary like alignments and frequencies, like if you believe in astrology and all of that, your natal chart, then you understand like the days of the week also are planetary aligned. So doing certain things, doing certain spiritual works align with different planets, therefore different days of the week. Just like if you're working with the moon magic, there's different phases of the moon that correspond with different intentions and different spiritual effects and works and things going on with us energetically. So same thing with this. I'm a little bit extra, but I prayed different psalms over each candle because it was a different activation with each candle. You don't have to do that. That's just what I did. So I'm not going to share all of that. But yeah, pretty much that's the gist of it. That's the gist of it, y'all. Um, don't expect the candles and all of that, and like for the whole ritual and ceremony to do the work for you totally and completely, because it is up to you, because the magic will manifest itself through us if something presents itself, if a spirit, like a creative idea comes to us, and if we don't act on that, that is us working against our own magic. If spirit is saying, I want you to post this video of you singing or speaking, or I want you to post this poem, and you go, oh, I don't want, you're working against the magic. So in order to align with it, because it's going to, the faith without works is dead. So if you're not aligning with doing the work, you're working against your own magic, because the opportunities are presenting, the universe is showing you the activation. If someone is saying, hey, I want you to come out with me, let's I want you to meet my new friends, and you're like, oh, I don't really want to go out, you could have just blocked the potential opportunity for something, or meeting somebody that may have an opportunity for you, or know somebody to know somebody, like, you know what I'm saying, like sometimes the magic is working in it to an extent, but we could block it if we don't seize it, which is why anytime that we're asking for something new, keep in mind to ask, like to remind yourself or tell yourself when you're setting intentions or when you're praying, spirit, give me the discernment, give me the courage, the confidence to discern the moment, to seize the moment, and to maintain the blessing as long as it's meant to be in my life, right? Because some things are seasonal, some opportunities, some favors, some experiences are just seasonal, then it's time for you to move on to something else, right? So you don't want to cling on to things. Give me the discernment to receive it, to leave it when it's time. Give me the confidence, the courage to seize the opportunity, to believe that I'm worthy of it, that it is true, that it is mine, to walk in this favor, this blessing, and to steward it well and to maintain it as long as it is meant to be in my life. Because sometimes a blessing can pop up in our life and we may not even see it as such, because we have a specific mind of like, oh, it's got to happen like this, and this is when it should happen, and I got to be like this in order for it to manifest. No, no, because we can just like delay our own blessings by saying, oh, I'm not ready yet, oh, well, until then, or until this, like, no, it don't work like that. But yeah, yeah, I don't know, does anybody want to come on? I do have invite link if anybody wants to come on, if there's anything like you would like to share, or you have a question, not like a reading question, but just like advice, or we can bounce off, some traditions, like if there's something that you do spiritually, like road opening, like, you know, because I always say this, it don't matter how many angels, how many saints you work with, how many deities you work with, the magic and it starts within self. It starts within. Like that's the biggest component. Like how much do we believe in ourselves? How much do we believe in our own magic? Um, because it's like also too, like the most potent, because you have to believe in your shit too. It's not, because the average person will, like, if they're not, you know, they don't believe in like spiritual works and things like that, or maybe they might be Christian and this type of stuff is demonic to them. It'll just look like on the surface like, oh, this motherfucker is just throwing some stuff together. They just throwing some, I don't know, some dirt around, some herbs around, lighting them candles, like nothing's really happening. But everything has a frequency. Everything, especially when you put your energy into it, it holds power too. Like color magic. That's a proven fact that humans are drawn to certain colors. Certain colors activate certain emotions in people, some to inspire, some that you're drawn to and attracted to, like, or some that make you feel mellow, make you feel sad, make you feel sexy, make you feel pretty. Like, there's things that in our human consciousness are drawn to. So when you work with candle magic, colors are also a big thing, big incorporation with that. Big, 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 big. Color matters. The herbs that we use, the herbs are also very powerful, connected to earth and elemental magic. So like to say, oh, you just working with some herbs, but the herbs will, they'll be there, but if the intention and the energy is not in it, it's just, it's just a herb, right? If the candle is not intentional to you, if it doesn't hold much meaning or significance, it's just a candle, right? Just an incense, just this. Oh, I almost forgot this too. Um, and I hope that if anybody like left at a certain point before I even said this, like when you're doing your spiritual work and if you're incorporating spiritual assistance of any kind, always thank your divine assistants for helping you with the spiritual work, for moving it forward. Gratitude is the key to a lot of things. When you speak gratitude over what you do have and also what's to come, it's almost like you assume that it's gonna come, right? That's the vibration that it gives. It's like the shit's coming. It's gonna manifest. Like it's guaranteed. I just said thank you for a blessing that hasn't even came in the physical form yet. So that's like an assumption or just an expectation, like, okay, this work is going to manifest. Because with this like particular road opening spell, where I was speaking about self sabotage, like you breaking self sabotage off of you, breaking free out of visibility, shyness. Like if you know that that's a block for you, that's keeping you from expanding in some kind of way, or because yeah, that could block you. That's very well a block. If you don't believe in yourself or your gifts, or you believe in yourself to a degree, but you're not completely confident, or you fear being seen, um, that could keep you from expanding or keep you from rooms that you're meant to be in. So you are going to be challenged in this work, like I said, where spirit, the universe, the divine will bring about the opportunities for you to seize them. But if you don't know what you're looking at, or you allow yourself to live in that fear, because it's going to challenge you. Like the thing that you feel like is cringy and no, I don't want to do that. Oh, that looks stupid. Or what if I get rejected? The opportunity is presenting itself to you, but that fear, you have to break through that. That's the intention that you set. That's what you ask spirit to help you cleanse and release. So it's not to say that this is going to be a magical work where you're not going to have those thoughts or those feelings anymore. No, you have to seize the opportunity to break the shit. You're breaking it. You set the intention. Spirit's like, okay, bet. That's our intention. We're going to break this shit right now. And that usually comes in the form of you embracing, that usually comes in the form of you being courageous enough, because that was one of the intentions as well, the courage, the confidence to step forth in whatever the opportunity or the blessing is. So naturally, if that's a block for you, you're going to have to break it, right? So that's that. That's that. um Elephants, something with elephants too. Like elephants are really good for prosperity work. So like, if you have like a little elephant statue in your home, or like some elephant jewelry or something like that. I'm seeing like a plant, something with like a plant holder that's shaped like an elephant or something. Maybe putting that in your office, like in your creative space, somewhere near your front door. An elephant, something with elephants. I love elephants. Those are my babies so much. They're so, I don't know, I just love elephants. Those are one of my favorite animals. Next to dolphins, I love elephants. I love dolphins. But yeah, elephants are beautiful. So something with them, prosperity, energy. So also another thing, good thing too. If you do have that High John the Conqueror root, or if you can find it in that powder form, put some of that in your wallet or in your purse. That's like a thing too. A lot of people do that, you know, that work with High John. That's one of the things, like, because it's that prosperity energy. You want to bless it. Or some good old fashioned like cinnamon. Cinnamon is like fast activating. attractive energy, but sometimes like when it comes to money, like it's not the most like substantial, but it is effective. Um, some people prefer clove over cinnamon because like according to other people, like me personally, I mean, yeah, I do notice that cinnamon sometimes, like, it does have the ability to attract good energy, good vibes. Like, the smell of cinnamon, like, I love the smell of cinnamon. Like, it automatically uplifts my mood. So, like I said, like, for good vibrations and positive energy, like, cinnamon is that one, is that girl. Cinnamon is that girl. Yeah, cinnamon is that girl now. Can't forget about the honey. Honey, like, honey, in my opinion, there's something about honey too that's very powerful. Like, because if you think about it, how bees are drawn to honey, like they're just drawn to it, the sweetness. A lot of insects are drawn to sweetness, right? So when you work with honey, best believe that whatever you're trying to wield in it will be attracted. Um, but you also want to protect that energy too. That's why I say, like, when you do any type of spiritual work of calling in new things and attraction work, that you also seal it with protection. Like, I wouldn't even discount that. Especially when it comes to like money, visibility and opportunities, because there's always going to be haters lurking around the corner when it comes to blessings and things like that. And you best believe like people gonna be monitoring, peeping, watching to seal and protect that. Um, or like any type of calling in magic work, like I said, you want to seal and protect always. Like that should be a number one thing. Like, you know how some people say, like, if I won the lottery, nobody would ever know. Like, you're not gonna go around announcing that something like, hey, look what I got. You can't share good news with everybody. So like when blessings come into your life, you want to hold it sacred and protect it, right? Some things like that I encourage and suggest is like anytime somebody is working on a plan or they have a vision for something that they want to do, that not to share it too soon, and definitely not share it with too many people, and not share it with just anybody either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's best to get the shit rolling, get it going, because you want cheerleaders. You want people to hold you accountable, keep you going, keep you disciplined, keep reminding you of what you're doing. Like, don't give up. But then again, like, you don't want to share too much of that with just everybody, too many people. Nobody want to do that. So, yeah, anytime you're working on something new, like, it is best. Anytime you're building something, such as a relationship, like a romantic relationship, as exciting as it is, like, oh, girl, I have a new man. Oh my God, I want you to meet him. Oh my gosh. Sometimes like that shit needs to be built because you don't know if that's going, you guys are building something. So you don't know if it's going to last. You don't know if, you guys find out you're just not compatible. And then, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to expose too much too soon. And then on top of that, you don't want everybody all up in the mix of something that's fresh and new. And it's kind of vulnerable because it's fresh. It's new. It hasn't fully been established yet. So protect the things that you care about, does not have to be for everyone's consumption. Hey, Ro, how are you, sis? Happy Tuesday. Does not have to be for everybody to consume and to see and to like witness, you know. Um, and like I said, that scripture, Isaiah 22:22, that's like decreeing, declaring, like, this is my favorite. No human can give this to me nor take it away from me. Under divine authority, like it's not. You can't take this. It's my favorite. It's my blessing. It's my divine birthright. It's mine. You can't give it to me nor take it from me. Another good protection prayer is Psalms 91. Yeah, Psalms 91. you can recite that whole thing through, or just parts of it. Where's my Bible? Hold on. You're welcome. Thank you too, sis. Yes, we're gonna claim Happy Tuesday. Let me see. I know. Oh, here it is. Okay. Psalms 91. If you use it for like prosperity, because I've seen some good resources share, like you can use Psalms for prosperity work. I think it's Psalms 91, 1 through 2. So just those first two verses. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my fortress, or my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him who I trust. That, and then if for protection work, just the whole entire scripture, 91 verse 1 through 16 is a good one for protection. I have some other ones in here, but I don't think I've bookmarked all of them. Some of them, I do have a Psalms, specifically a Psalms, like a lot of people have this book. This book right here, though, let me see. Some of y'all probably heard of this book, at least seen it, not own it. Where is it at? I got too many books that it's like maybe I'm overlooking it. It's a blue book. It's like all blue. It's very thin. It's not that thick of a book. And of course, your girl can't find it. If it's anywhere, child, it should be on my bookshelf. I think it's called Prayer Psalms. Oh, here it is. Power of Psalms. I was about to give up, and it's right there. Okay. The Power of the Psalms is the book. The Power of the Psalms by Anna Riva. It says all 150 Psalms included, 375 ways to use Psalms for love, power, not revenge, child, success, blessings, prosperity, protection, etc., for purpose, rituals, and prayers. So it's got some good things up in here, child. Because a lot of, you know, the ancestors, especially the Hoodoo workers, because a lot of them, like, they had access to the Bible and they used the Bible for a lot of their protection, a lot of their faith, right? These words were their power. So that's why a lot of people incorporate the Psalms and the scriptures in their work, because their ancestors used it for multiple reasons and purposes. So yeah, they have pretty much everything in here, child. Yeah. So not just the scriptures, but it also, like, some of them it says like you can burn like a specific color candle with this scripture, pray this in the morning. I forgot to add this in, tie this in. The time of the day, and I've learned this through planetary magic, the time of the day that you do your working, because I love Jupiter days as well. Jupiter days are like the days for luck and abundance, prosperity. So like if you feel drawn to do money magic, Jupiter day is a good day to do it. Venus day is also a good day to do it. Beauty magic, beauty spells, or just self-love work. Venus day, Fridays, good days. But particular times of the day. Personally, like if I were to do a road opener, I would do it in the morning before noon. Why? Because like sun up is like the most potent energy, like as far as It's something with solar energy. Let's put it that way. Moon magic definitely at night. Monday, Monday does correspond with the moon as well. So like that's a good time for any type of um spiritual work around like psychic activity, psychic energy, maybe connecting with divine mother energy, um working with the moon. So yeah, technically Monday is the moon day. Anything dealing with the inner realm of things, the psychic, the intuitive realm. Tuesday, Mars. Wednesday is Mercury Day. So Mercury Day is good days for correspondence, messaging, anything dealing with maybe even technology, social media. I'm not really 100% sure. Like I should ask, I don't know, might Google this. The statistics around like if Mercury Day, like is that good times for social media, like posting and things like that? Because I've never really thought about that too much. But Mercury does deal with communications, technology, social energy. What else? Thursday, we already touched on that. This Jupiter day. Friday, Venus. Saturday, Saturn day. Saturn day also is a good day to do like shadow work. I shouldn't say this because I don't want nobody doing this for bad. Um, I'm not gonna share that. But yeah, Saturn. Yeah, we deal with shadow work on Saturdays. Sunday is solar day. That is the soul, the sun, solar. That could be a day too for the ancestors. Sunday specifically, um, energy for newness, new beginnings. Also, I sometimes like Sunday is a good day where I do like a reset. Like I'll do like spiritual cleanse, like specific type of spiritual cleanses on a Sunday. Um, the soul, the corona, the crown. So like doing head washes on Sundays, I feel like that would be like the appropriate time. Um, what else? I think that's pretty much it. If anybody knows like or has any other suggestions and traditions that they want to share, like I'm all open. You can share that you feel comfortable sharing. You don't have to give everything away. But oh, elixir magic. If you are an elixir person, you like making elixirs, you like to work with the spirits like liquor spirits, because liquor spirits you can also use that in magic as well, where you don't really need to consume them. If you make your own Florida waters, altar waters, anything dealing with liquids and water in particular, Monday, perfect for that. If that's you, like especially to tap in, um, especially if you're a Monday born person. If you're born on a Monday, you're probably very intuitive, very psychic, very connected to the moon. But yeah, like those, like if you could curate like an elixir on a full moon on a Monday, like if any of the moons or especially a full moon falls on a Monday and you're drawn to that, definitely like get you some water, some purified water, set it outside in the moon and charge that motherfucker. Depending on what zodiac sign it falls in, like what the energy is around it, like you could probably incorporate that into it as well. So like let's say for instance it's a full moon on a Monday that falls in the sign of Taurus. You want to get that for setting intentions around like your money, business, anything to do with like stability, things like that. That would be perfect for that type of moon water. Hmm. Like money elixirs, things like that. Altar waters that may be connected to moon or money magic, incorporating silver if you're working with the moon. Matter of fact, let me see. I want to look something up real quick. Hold on. When is the next full moon? Because it might very well be in Taurus. Hold on. November 5th, the Beaver moon. Let me see. Falls on a Wednesday. That's Mercury Day. What zodiac sign? Excuse me. Yep, it's in Taurus. Yep. So, yeah. Taurus full moon on November the 5th, which is a Wednesday. So that's Mercury Day. Definitely a good time. Like, if you have a business online, child, it's a good time. It's a good time for you to close whatever you need to close out that may, like, clean some things up. Like, okay, this ain't working, sort through that. Um, Clear cut, cleanse whatever you need to. A surrounding business, something with finances, like, it's a good time to set intentions around that. Or you could write a closing letter, like your relationship with money. There's something you want to shift around that. Like, yeah. Get you some um get you some silver coins, or just coins in general. If you are like what was I gonna say? Uh you don't have to do this, because this is just for people that resonate with this, because I don't want to just be giving out stuff and, like, with the assumption that everybody's gonna, because I wouldn't encourage people to get into certain things, because also too, like, when you do spiritual work, like, you have to maintain certain things, and you can be very forgetful sometimes, like, with this, like, if you gotta, it reminds you to stay up on things, just like with an altar, you have to keep it clean, you have to upkeep the energy, communicate, connect. You can't just leave it there, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're doing, like, these spiritual things like honey jars and things like that, if it's easier for you, a money jar, a prosperity jar, a money bowl, a prosperity bowl. I think I did this a while ago. I think it was Ghetto Fairy Friday. I'm pretty sure it was a Ghetto Fairy Friday where um we did some jars, we've done some money bowls. The money bowls, they're not just like, if you have a prosperity bowl in your house, like, not just exclusive to money, like, it does invite good energy in your environment, in your home. I do notice, like, yeah. So, yeah. But anything dealing with Taurus energy, um that next full moon that's coming up, you can incorporate some of this with that Taurus energy, especially around, like, business and stuff like that, especially if you have an online business, because Mercury again deals with communication, or if you deal in the realm of communication with your business, if you are a public speaker or that's an intention of yours that you would like, content creation, anything to do with publications or literature, um tapping more into that field. Venus within itself, because Taurus is a Venus ruling planet, you can also manifest even around stability within partnerships and connections, business partnerships for sure. Um, Anything with pertaining to the arts as well. If you are an artistic person, again, especially if you use communication, you use technology, you use your words, things like that, like, that would be a good time to, like, close and clear some things out in relation to maybe that you've outgrown, to make space, make room for more. Anything that you feel like is blocking you in this way. Like I said, if you want to incorporate, do the road opener that Tuesday on the 4th, and then Wednesday of that full moon, work with that energy of Taurus, especially when it comes to like business, money, visibility, your creative energy, creative arts, removing those blockages, stagnations around your finances, things like that. Set those intentions, and I'll probably dive more into it as it gets closer if I'm led to. See what comes to me. I don't know if I'll do a reading because I think I have to work that day, actually. Wednesday, yeah, I have to work. So probably that Friday, kind of just like tap into the energy around. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I'm about to hop my ass on off of here now, child. It's 1 o'clock. uh, yeah, well, I got on here almost close to noon, so that checks out about right. But yeah, I'm about to hop my ass on off of here. If you guys would like to book with me this week, I'm free. Starting next month, like my schedule is going to be pretty booked up when it comes to phone readings and phone sessions and stuff. So you have to check my availability on that. For audio recorded readings and things, like that's normal. Emergency readings, make sure you check in with my availability before you book with me. But other than that, I am available. If y'all need me, any insight, any tips that you may need as we learn and process trial and error. Child, I don't know everything. Just sharing with y'all what I do know, what I have done, what works, things I've learned through others, things like that, off of information, studying certain things. So yeah, not everything is for everybody. I'm sure we can all agree on that. But yeah, so much love to you. Y'all be blessed, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday or wherever you guys are in the world. And until next time, peace.